Okey-doke, here we go. Gonna start things off here on point A of Kings Row. And on defense, of course, my Dong is playing with they have two supports. And one of them is, of course, Symmetra. So Symmetra, pretty strong on this first point. We've seen it throughout both phases of the beta, but that means that there's only really one healer for my Dong, which is kind of interesting, and also only one tank for the team as well.
Yeah, looking at the Maidong roster in full, some big surprises here. Twick not on the Junkrat, instead on defensive Genji. I can't even think the last time we didn't see him as Junkrat on point A. Wins on the Lucio, Unco on Symmetra, AKM on McCree, Mendo on the Reaper, not being on McCree here, instead leaving that to AKM, and Wepass going the B on the Reinhardt. So some changes from the standard Twick-Mendo combo that we've known. And meanwhile, Fish6, what are you seeing here on the offense?
All right, on offense, we have Moonel sticking to Reinhardt, Flippy as Widowmaker, Mercy, McCree, Pharah, and Lucio as well. So still also sticking with a one tank, two support meta here for the attacking team.
Yep, in the offense, not wasting any time, already starting to move over. D-Gun looking for that fair harassment, looking more towards the alley than the main group of people towards the left. Reinhardt, though, moving his way in, his shield under pressure, and Maidong not wasting any time, being very, very aggressive on the defense. Munel, though, takes out AKM, 6v5 in favor of the offense now. Win striking right back, takes out Munel. He'll be back sooner rather than later, though. And D-Gun pushing in, and Mercy ends up very, very deep in, and a quick triple kill coming out from the side of Maidong. Twick able to take out Flippy, and just huge contribution as Mendo gets in the back line.
Yeah, and the ultimates are building a lot quicker now for Maidong, as they have taken a decisive lead, or at least a decisive edge now for them. But I think one thing to watch out for in this next engagement is the fact that Bod is going to have the Mercy Resurrection up, and there is no Mercy for the defensive team, so a big Resurrection could be the game changer. Now, also, of course, damage boosting the Pharah as well, as Munel does jump into the action as Reinhardt, but Munel has been out of sync with his team twice now, dying very easily.
Yeah, this has been a very, very good defensive hold thus far for the side of Maidong. Twick opting to finish it out with the Dragon Blade, gets a double kill, looking for a third. D-Gun, one of the last people remaining, eats a sword in the back, and that's going to be a full hold for Maidong. And now things get really, really tricky for Melty here, because taking a look at it, you're going to see that Maidong will have a defensive teleporter. They're going to be able to reinforce. So that period where Mercy had an advantage over Symmetra, not so much anymore. Good reflects coming up from Twick towards the end. We're about to get into our second battle.
Oh, Too Good is in chat. Shout out to James, Too Good Harding. It sounds like Reinforce is playing on Wepa's account right now, so that's why Reinforce isn't in the action.
Oh,
he actually is. He's just playing on somebody else's account, if I understood.
Oh, look at that, Twick. Meanwhile, Twick able to get a double kill in the back. Everyone just collapsing on the Maidong side, able to get a full team wipe, and yeah. And that makes sense, actually. Now that I think about it, there was something that happened in where Reinforce got locked out of Overwatch. He had a very, very strange bug, and his account is just outright bugged. I remember hearing about that now, so that makes all the sense. So that Wepa's actually reinforced. That being said, next fight is being engaged here. Twick, very low, is going to take it on immediately. Nice Earth Shatter coming down from Munel. Sets up 4 kills for the offense of Melty. Melty finally finding their stride. Munel swinging the hammer, getting a whole lot done here on this engagement. Note that the teleporter is up. The defense can still come in. They have not done anything to that teleporter yet. We'll see if they're able to get here in time, though, because usually a fight that's that decisive is very difficult to get back in on, and Maidong deciding, you know what, we're just going to defend this in the streets phase.
And a nice high-risk, high-reward play by Munel. I did call out the fact that he looked a little bit out of sync with his team, but that's really because he was playing such an aggressive Reinhardt style. And that allowed his team to... He actually pulled out 3 of those kills as Reinhardt, allowing his team a huge advantage now, as we do have 76 up top. Or no, it's actually a Reaper. Take it back. Silhouette.
Yeah, we had a lot of change-ups here. We have Twick now on the Reaper, Mendo on the Pharah. Really just swapping around entirely on the defensive end here. We'll see if it pays off. Meanwhile, we haven't talked too much about Nico yet in this game. Nico has been one of the better McCrees. I've seen him go absolutely off for Melty in the past. We're going to see what he does here. The fight about to be joined. Melty moving forward. And this is going to happen in here in just a moment. Flashbang over the top. AKM, though, with the first defensive kill, able to take out Munel. Mendo coming in over the top on Pharah, takes out D-Gun. Moving forward is Maidong, and the offensive Melty feeling very, very out of sort here, as they're going to have to back out.
Yep, gotta regroup. No harm, no foul, though. Still on a decent pace here on Kings Row. Not super fast, but not super slow. And let's see how they regroup. And it does. Look at this. It's Tvik crouch walking from behind. He's gonna try to play sneaky here. Tvik, does he have his ultimate? He could get it with a couple of nice headshots. He could be building that thing very quickly. Now he's going to be running around trying to go for the kill. He's going straight for the Mercy now, able to get that quick kill on the Mercy, and the rest of his team gonna get another flurry of kills.
Meanwhile, in the back, what was happening there is that the defensive sound barrier went down. They were able to just rush in on that, and that was a huge defensive wipe in favor of the side of Maidong. And now Melty in trouble here. They've really have struggled to get any sort of momentum going here. They're moving up relatively quickly, deciding that they're going to get in here. D-Gun coming in over the top as far. They do have ultimates, so they can move in. They are rushing in right here off the speed boost. Barrage is at the ready. Big mid-air shot by D-Gun. D-Gun almost goes down in the process. Gets bailed out by the sound barrier, but no, Mendo able to take him out from the back. Moving forward now is the defense of Maidong. Mendo with 2 kills here so far. It started out not too shabby for Melty, but Melty now bleeding people. The Resurrect is going to come up, bring up the Fallen Heroes, and we'll see if they can keep this momentum going up as they move forward.
Yeah, Maidong now in a rough position. They're going to have to push in right now if they want to stop this checkpoint from being collected. It looks like they're actually okay with it being met here, or they're going to push it into the very last.
So Wick comes in with the Death Blossom, gets 2 kills off that, makes it 3. Speed boost Death Blossom, one of the oldest combos in Overwatch, and still very effective. Twick on the quad kill, looks for Flippy to make it 5. Flippy able to get into the spot, but Reaper can't really hit. He's crouching in the corner. Twick trying to take out Flippy here, going to get punished a little bit for his greed, but still not a bad defensive push at all coming out from Maidong.
And Mendo now pushing, are now actually over to a Pharah, so I don't believe we've seen very much Mendo Pharah in the past. Or not, at least not recently. He's gonna get shut down though. That's 3 kills in a row from Melty. Maidong wanted to stop them from collecting that objective, that checkpoint, but now they're actually in a bad position. If any of them die here, this could be very rough for Maidong, as they're not all together, they're not all synced up as a team. They still got people coming from the spawn. Any kill now here for Melty is huge.
And taking a look, Flippy able to move in, able to help Nico take out Mendo. So this is 65 in favor of Melty as they move forward. They've gotten a lot of momentum on their side. Maidong really getting punished for being too overly aggro in the last fight. Taking a look here, Flippy looking for an extra pick. If he's able to get an extra pick, this could be very, very good for Melty. He's looking for it, almost gets the Mercy, not quite. And now he has Mendo in his face. Mendo with the sound barrier moving forward. Maidong with the double kill here so far. And now with 2 people down to Melty, Melty just has to back out. Bod could have rezzed them, deciding against it, and they're just going to save ultimates as Maidong moves very, very aggressively here, pushing them way back.
The speed boost and sound barrier making so much space now for Maidong, as they have just hyper aggressively pushed forward, but this actually could be bad for them, as they have a sound boost barrier on attack now. Also going to be an offensive Deadeye, as this is a ton of space now for the attacking team.
Yeah, but it's really back and forth. Twick able to get 2 kills in the back. Nico, though, on a triple kill here thus far. Moving forward, looking for more. And really, Melty only needs to get a few more kills here. Down goes Twick. Nico landing his shots. Nico absolutely going crazy here in this last fight. Mendo, though, coming in with the clutch. A barrage to clean out 2 people that was desperately needed on the side of Maidong. Maidong now moving forward, trying to take the remainder of things out. Mendo just trying to stabilize for his team. And they are going to stabilize at least for now, but Melty already threatening again.
Oh, the Mercy just barely survives. It was Vowed who was falling to his doom. Able to fly back up to a teammate, and now Vowed, very important, has his resurrection. Both teams with the resurrection in play now. This next
Twick comes in with the quad kill, Death Blossom, but the resurrect comes in immediately from the offense. It's going to negate a lot of what Twick just did. The offense coming back in, Twick going to get taken out by Nico. So that's a beautiful Death Blossom, but an even more beautiful resurrection. Nico with the Deadeye gets another 2, and now suddenly Melty turning this on their head. I don't think Maidong is expecting this. That being said, Resurrect coming up from the defense, and both sides fighting it out over this point.
All right, Flippy's gonna pull off a couple of kills now as Widowmaker from afar, and this is actually a huge advantage now for Melty. The barrier's almost down.
There's another barrage, 2 kills. D-Gun looking for a 3rd, not able to get just yet. Melty now taking control of the situation in their favor. Down goes Twick, a D-Gun getting the triple, moving forward. That being said, Mendo with a barrage, doesn't do anything, gets mid-aired. and this should be Melty's point here. Momentum way too much in their favor. All Maidon can do now is stall, and they can stall it for quite a while, but it's going to be difficult for them to actually turn this in their favor now.
Well, they can't stall it for too long. It is the 1 hero limit, so that means you can't switch on over to 3 or 4 or 5 tracers, as we've seen teams like Reunited do time and time again. But not a great time, but a decent time. At least they did set a time for Melty, so that bodes well.
Yeah, Melty will have their work cut out for them, though, on the side of defense. I mean, they're really going to have to hang in and wait. And look at this. This is what cracked point A for them. It was a beautiful Earth Shatter by Munel. Knocked down everyone, swung the hammer, secured the kills, and you know, Munel, who started out the game a little bit rough in terms of some questionable charges and whatnot, definitely redeemed himself and had a very good game from there on out.
All right, 9:01 is the time set by Melty as we switch things up. Maidon gonna take their chances, their turn at attacking here on King's Row.
Yep, and we'll see just what they do on the attack. I would expect to see Twick come out on the Pharah. Usually we see him on Pharah there, but we didn't see him on Junkrat in defense, so who knows what we're going to see with the roster coming out from Maidon.
Only time will tell, ZP. Only time will tell. By the way, this is the first time we've casted together, so that's pretty cool. Thanks for inviting me. I do appreciate it.
Not a problem, man. Definitely a pleasure to have you here this morning as we cast some of the GamersOrigin Overwatch Cup. GamersOrigin, of course, I think they might have hosted a tournament a little bit in the past, but they tend to host tournaments on like a monthly, bi-monthly basis, something like that. But this tournament has been in the works for a while, and definitely glad to be here today.
Yeah, a couple notable omissions from the bracket. Cloud9 was signed up last night. It does not look like they followed through. We also had teams like CE who couldn't participate today. Someone in chat let me know that Numlocked couldn't make it, so that's why we're not seeing CE today. That said, of course, we do have a new team, a brand new team of Maidon on the block, and this is a team a lot of fans are probably watching very closely today, which, you know, us included. We are fanboys of Tavik and Mendo. Glad to see them back in the scene and back playing for any team whatsoever. And look again for the attacking team. We have explosive mayhem coming from Maidon. We have both, of course, the Junkrat as well as the Pharah in play. AKM sticking to his tried and true McCree. He does really like that hero. Wepa is going to be, or actually Reinforced playing the Reinhardt, and then of course Mendo on Widow, Unko rounding it out with Mercy.
I'm taking a look at the defense here coming out from the side of Melty. We are going to have Flippy on the Widowmaker, Bod on the Symmetra, D-Gun on Junkrat, Nico on McCree, Cabal on Mercy, and Munel on the Reinhardt. So we'll see if they were able to hold here. Nico, definitely one of the ones to watch on the defense. Nico has been a rock for Melty in the past. Definitely has moments there. And Flippy with first pick of the game, able to take out Twick. Twick not having clear skies here as Pharah. And Widowmaker making her presence known. And this is an interesting evolution that we've seen too, is that we haven't really seen a whole ton of teams running defensive Widow historically, but it's really come into play the last few weeks here in Overwatch.
I mean, Widow in general, man. I mean, Widow has just become a staple of so many teams. One of the best ways to take out a Widow, of course, is to go Widow yourself. So we've just seen the prominence of Widow lately. Getting an early pick for your team. We've said it since the beginning. It goes basically any FPS that you play. One early pick will allow your team so much room to work with. But there you go. There's the early pick for Flippy. It's going to force out the revive out of Unko. So Unko really did not want to have to use his revive there. In fact, I'm not even sure I agree with that decision.
Yeah, and Mendo was finally able to take out Flippy in the back, but he's taken out immediately by the forces of Nico and D-Gun, and Melty holding strong here thus far. I mean, this hasn't really been the flashiest of games in terms of big plays, but just in general, what we've been seeing is Melty has been consistently getting pickoffs and stymieing the offense. It started off with Twick getting picked off and then worked into Mendo getting picked, but D-Gun takes out Twick again, and this has just been a little bit rough so far for the side of Maidon.
Yeah, absolutely no luck at this point. That said, still a decent amount of time to work with. Now Reinforced out of the action for another 15-20 seconds here. And this has actually started to look really good for Melty. They don't have a lot of ultimates to their advantage just yet. Bod's teleporter is up though for defense, of course, allowing the defending team to get back into the action so quickly. But really, Melty has been in a good posture, and they haven't suffered any damage to this spam from the Junkrat. So Junkrat not really doing a lot of work yet.
Yeah, we did see a Wins just come out with the tire. In fact, he's going to change up here. He just wanted to burn the ultimate. Now he's going to change to something else. Looks like Wins is going to go into Lucio instead, saying, okay, maybe we're not going to run that anymore. And Twick actually switching to the Genji. So full switch-ups coming out from the side of Maidong. They are starting to threaten. The next fight is going to be underway here in a moment. But as mentioned, the teleporter is up. Nico has Deadeye. A Resurrection is up for... Well, here comes a Deadeye from Nico. No, Nico's taken out immediately. That is a huge pick from the side of Maidong. Bod, though, striking right back, takes out Twick with the Symmetra Orb. Still offense doing a lot of work here. Wepass with a double kill on Reinhardt, but Nico now freshly back up off that res, able to go back, takes out AKM. And looks like this is going to be a full hold for the side of Melty.
Only 2 minutes remaining, and this is already looking good for Melty, as Melty was able to collect his first objective in about 2 minutes and 30 seconds or so. So a little bit behind the pace set by Melty. And of course, if they can't capture this first objective at all, this first map is going to go easily to the hands of Melty. Now we have Zvik coming from behind. He's going to try to get some flanking action here, ZP. He's going for the teleporter. It looks like he should get it.
And he's going to get the teleport, but take a look. Munel right now being patient, has Earth Shatter at the ready, looking for the opportunity. Once the shield gets cracked, he's going to move in with the Earth Shatter. It's going to come down any moment down. There it goes, though. The shield is able to come back up and block it. A great shield by Wepes stops the Earth Shatter from getting value. 2 kills so far for the side of Maidong. They're swarming onto the point. Rez is going to bring up some defenders. In comes a tire from D-Gun, and the defense flipping it just like that as Flippy takes out Unco, and I swear I wasn't making that pun intentionally, as down goes Mendo. Flippy coming at the double kill at the end.
Okay, this is starting to look a little bit rough. However, Win's switch to Lucio might pay off here in a second. Wins will have his sound barrier for the attacking team. If he's able to speed boost and sound barrier his team into the point, that could be the advantage that they needed. Of course, we also don't yet have the teleporter up for the defending team, so this is the last real opportunity for the attacking team, and that's an early pick as well. Sound barrier going to go down as well, and this is the exact right push for Maidong.
Yeah, the sound barrier comes in. This is exactly what they wanted. They got 3 kills in the beginning. The momentum on their favor. Down goes Cabal. Cabal didn't even have a Resurrect up to go. Really only a handful of people left. We'll see if they're able to get back onto the point in time, but no, they are not. And the payload now finally moving in favor of Maidong, and time-wise, they still have time here, Fish 6. I mean, there's 4.5 minutes remaining. They can still get through. If they can get through the streets phase early, that will set them up for a good time. It's just really going to be up to, can Melty get a team wipe or 2 in the streets phase as to whether or not Melty is going to be able to hold this time or not.
Yeah, I think you're right, ZP. This streets phase incredibly important now for Melty. They have to get a good stop. They have to have a good hold here. Otherwise, it's all going to come down to the final stretch. And again, that final stretch can be difficult for the attacking team at times. But this is Maidong at play here. Flippy gonna get an early pick on Zvik though. That's amazingly important here.
Yeah, and they're rushing straight into the back. Reinhardt coming in with the flanking left clicks, going to push the side of Maidong all the way back. So right, what we're seeing here from Melty is able to get control of the streets phase. They're going to be able to get good positioning, and this is exactly what they want, because now they're in position here where maybe they can pick off another team wipe or 2, and if they do that, they have a good chance of taking this map. They have to hold for about another 3.5 minutes, so converting that to team wipes, maybe 2 or 3 more team wipes. That being said, team fight is about to get started here in a moment. In comes the Earth Shatter from Munel, knocks down 2 people. A counter Earth Shatter comes down though, as Twick picks up 2 kills, and Maidong switching this immediately to their favor. 5, now 6 kills for Maidong. That is a full team wipe. Wow.
Wow. And they still have some ultimates up for the next engagement as well. Wins is going to have a sound barrier relatively soon. So this is actually starting to look very good for Maidong. Maidong feeling very comfortable now, moving on to the final choke point. Can they get in there? Can they get to the final resting place for this payload?
Yeah,
a couple minutes.
The defense now is setting up again, but they have to hold for 2 minutes and about 45 seconds here. This is a long time to hold. The defense now looking to be pretty aggressive here. Ultimate-wise, they don't have a whole lot behind them. They have a Mercy Res. The offense has a Mercy Res. Offense also has a Deadeye, so we'll see if AKM is able to do anything with that here. But the next fight is going to be joined here in just a moment. They're moving up. The defense is poking, and here they come. The defense is swarming in off the Winston leap in. AKM in trouble. Gets on the Winston, though, able to take him out. Munel, however, with 2 kills of his own. The offense striking right back. This is now a 4v4. Resurrections coming out And this is absolute craziness between both sides. Flippy takes out AKM. Offensive sound barrier is out though. Mydong rushing in, and they can really turn this in their favor as Twick takes out Flippy.
You know, one thing we're seeing a lot more often recently is when a sound barrier is dropped for attack, defending team will just rush back and try to avoid engaging at that point. That's exactly what we saw out of Melty. They had a sound barrier as well. So what was looking great for Mydong now swinging in favor of Melty.
Yep, and Nico was able to get the double kill there after that. Resurrect coming up again for the defense. Mercy building out so insanely fast. The defense now with a chance to clean this up. There is a Graviton Surge up. Mendo gets 2 kills off that, but doesn't get a whole lot of follow-up from the rest of his team because they're simply not there. And the end story of all this is that Melty with a pretty successful defensive hold here when all the dust is cleared.
All right, ZP, we do move on to the last minute and 15 seconds. Still enough time, mathematically, but they have to start pulling this in their favor now. Mydong needs to have a big engagement here. They don't have an ultimate advantage at all.
Flippy able to take out AKM there, and now he's moving, looking for more. Has to run away from Twick. Mendo and Twick picking up 2 kills there, negating that pickoff, and now Mydong with the ability to move this forward. AKM takes out Munel. In comes Twick. Twick with the shot, and now momentum all in favor of Mydong as Melty now in trouble. They're gonna have to find a way to stall this out for another minute. They have to stall for another minute or they are going to lose this map. They're moving in. D.Va is now, one D.Va is coming out from the defense. We'll see if it's enough. They're not able to stack D.Vas in this tournament. Twick with the barrage takes out Flippy in the midair, makes it a double kill, and now Mydong just rolling to the point, and they are going to win this map with about 45 seconds remaining.
You gotta feel a little bit bad for Melty there. Bit of a miscue. I'm gonna come back to Munel's high risk, high reward play. He's dashing in as Reinhardt all the time, hoping to get that pin. When he doesn't though, it leaves him way out of position. And this is surely just one of the huge ultimates that we saw during the course of this game, bringing back 2, allowing the defensive team to hold for just a little bit longer there. But yeah, I mean, I was actually about to lose my shit because we had what looked like a 2-tank flank for Melty in the end there. It almost worked, but the tanks went down, and that's what left Mydong in such a great position to pull off the win there. With just about 40 seconds left, though, it was a super close game, and you got to give it up to Melty. They put up a great fight there on King's Row.
Yeah, I think the one hero limit meta just definitely favors them, favors Melty, that is, a little bit more than the other metas have favored them, but Mydong was able to pull it out there. They were able to hang on, win map number 1, and we'll see where Melty decides to bring us for map number 2. I'll note this too on that last push is that it was also kind of remarkable because Mydong was down a player to begin with. Flippy got a very early pickoff, and usually that spells good things for the defense, but they were able to persevere and turn that to their favor. Twick and Mendo picking off a quick kill each, and that really set things in their favor.
We had a nice little win there for Mydong. Confidence should be pretty good right now. Looks like we're heading on over to Dorado next. And,
Dorado will be map number 2.
Yeah. Probably going to see a lot more Pharah here. Dorado do tend to see Pharah picks as well as Junkrat.
Also a lot of Widowmaker recently, both on the defense and the offensive sides. You'll see Widowmakers be a little bit aggressive on the defense to start out with, and then as soon as the team gets to the courtyard, they'll just retreat to the archway in the back, and it is such a pain to actually deal with the Widowmaker there. One of the only things that can really deal with it effectively at times is an offensive Widowmaker. Every now and then you'll see a Pharah Genji try and get back there, but it's tricky. So definitely expect to see Widowmaker come into play for both sides here as we move into Dorado.
All right, just going to let the players know that myself and ZP are ready to jump into the next game as soon as they are. Game 2 coming your way in just a couple of minutes.
Yeah, and really, I mean, with how good Melty looked in the last game, I would not be surprised to see him come back and take Dorado. That being said, Dorado's interesting because I would say right now it's probably the best defense map in the game when it comes to payload. We've seen teams have great holds on point A, and really just even the last point can be such a pain to actually take for the offense. So definitely favors the more defensively minded teams, and we'll see just which team pulls out the better defense here today. Historically, if this were IDD-QD, I would definitely give them the edge. But we've seen from Mydong, they've had really, really good plays, but periods of just not being as coordinated as you would expect from the past. So, I don't know. I could see Melty taking it on a decisive first push or two here on the attack.
Yeah, let's find out in just a second. Melty will be attacking first, it looks like, unless they change anything up. But again, thanks everybody for joining us. It's the Gamers Origin Cup for €1,000 on the line. And we are in the second round of the tournament so far. Two powerhouse teams from Europe clashing now, pretty early on in the tournament. And it hasn't been an easy run yet for Mydong. I mean, they had a pretty close game in the first round against SG1. Now facing off against one of Europe's top teams. Of course, Melty hailing primarily from France. As we do get into Dorado. Map loading up right now, ZP. I don't know, what are you expecting to see? Who do you think has the edge here?
What do I think has the edge? I mean, I think if I had to be forced to choose someone, I'd probably say Mydong is going to have the edge. But I wouldn't be surprised to see Melty take this either. I mean, really, it could go either way. So we are loading in here. This is sort of the part as a spectator where you just, hold your breath and hope everything goes well and that you load in the game. But we are loaded in the game. At least I am loaded in the game. Fishsticks, are you loaded into the game?
I'm good. I'm gravy.
Excellent.
Here we are in Dorado. And to this day, that Dorado opening music just gets me very hype every time. It's so good.
It's a great opening music. It actually changed at 1.2. Like, it got remixed or something between, like, one of the beta patches. Maybe it was between beta 1 and beta 2. I don't know. But taking a look at the defense as it rolls out for Mydong, we are going to have AKM on the McCree, Mendo Kusai on Widowmaker, Unco on Mercy, Wepes on Reinhardt, Twick on the Junkrat, and Wins on Symmetra. So team's still favoring defensive Symmetra, especially on this map, because even though her shields did get heavily nerfed, the teleporter is still very, very vital to hang in there on a defense, especially with how long the walk is here.
Okie doke. About to jump into the action, guys. Should be a good one.
Enough waiting around.
And if Melty does stick with the roster, they will start out with a Widowmaker and no Junkrat, which makes sense. It's usually Junkrat that you see on the defensive side. But yeah, very standard lineup for both teams. I guess this one hero limit kind of forces people to pick these very, very standard lineups in a lot of cases. It's not a huge surprise to see that.
Yep, we see Mendo actually hanging really far back as well. I thought he'd be a little bit further up to begin with, but he's just playing the long game here as Mydong looks to defend way further back. Wepes, has the shield up near the archway, but not really pushing anything. And we've seen this on Dorado where teams oftentimes will concede the very first part and just look to find the courtyard because the courtyard, very, very favorable for the defense. That being said, early poke already being exchanged. Teams looking to get an advantage here. First pick oftentimes is saying a lot. Flippy right now looking for those early pickoffs if he's able to get them. In a fight with Mendo, neither side going down just yet. Flippy gonna have to back off a bit from that Junkrat spam.
All right, D-Gun is flanking around from behind, but his pocket Mercy got picked off. So Mydong with a nice
had a quick 4 kills coming in from Mydong. Just Mendo able to get 2 picks and Junkrat doing its work in conjunction with AKM. So that's just going to be a very, very decisive defense from Mydong early on. And we'll see if there's a different look coming out from Melty here in just a moment.
Again, folks, you have to note Mydong's defensive posture here. They were more than happy to let the payload make it under the archway. And that's a great thing to do because none of them died. They're in a great position. All 6 of them were up when they moved on to the courtyard area, into the market area, and they have just solidified a very strong defense here. D-Gun trying to come up from above, but he's kind of all by himself now and totally susceptible to getting sniped by Mendo. Mendo, though, not able to get any kills just yet. Let's see.
D-Gun able to get 2 kills, makes a triple kill as Farah coming in from the back. Nico with the follow-up, and meanwhile, Flippy, we were watching Flippy just sort of take his stealth run to the back. Wasn't able to get as much as he wanted, but coming in with the double kill tire. Reinforcements coming in off the teleporter. A triple kill for Twick thus far. Meanwhile, taking a look at Flippy. Flippy's still in the back looking for pickoffs. Not able to get it just yet, but was looking very good for the offense here. The defense able to get some good holds. Twick takes out Flippy with a long-range Junkrat bomb, and Twick really acting as the hero right now for a fight that was looking very, very bad for Mydong.
Right, back to the drawing board. Melty. Looks like they're going to have a Pharah Mercy combo flanking over the right-hand side. We're going to coordinate with the team coming straight through the archway, and in just a second here, Munel will pop his shield up, and I will expect D-Gun to pop on over in just about a second here. Does he have his ultimate? Let's take a look. No, oh, he will have his ultimate now in a second, so coming from behind, this could be a huge fair ult. There's one. Will he get a second kill? No, he only gets one kill, and that's going to be a quick revive. Unco bringing back AKM right away.
D-Gun having to get out, at least to get the health. Coming back in, looking for what he can get here. Nico and Flippy with kills. Nico actually with a double kill in the end, moving forward for the offense. Suddenly the kill feed going nothing but red as D-Gun moves forward. And not too shabby coming up from Melty. They are going to take point number A. Takes him a while, 4:54 left on the clock, but hey, even getting through point A can be an accomplishment depending on the game and what team you're up against.
Absolutely. Now we move on to another area that can be defensive oriented at times, although it kind of seems like teams have started to learn how to deal with this this check, or like this bend, I guess. This bend. Teams used to get stuck here for minutes and minutes and minutes. It doesn't happen quite as often these days. I think that's because attacking teams realize that they can flank very effectively around the right-hand side as well, and we do see the sniper for Melty as well coming around, so it's going to be Flippy. Well, he's going to rotate back to his team, now damage boosted as well. Let's see if Flippy can get a pick here. Oh no, Mendo!
Nico right now, Mendo takes out Flippy immediately. Nico has to back off, gets a hit a little bit as well. Mendo and Twick getting 2 kills. Mendo spamming deep, or crouch there as he moves forward, is able to take out Cabal. Mendo exploding with the triple kill on that play, so Mendo able to hold things down as Widowmaker, and this is really something that we've been seeing a lot in the game where the Widowmaker battles will decide a lot. If Flippy, of course, is able to get that kill, that fight looks entirely different.
Sure does, man. The difference between 6-on-6 and 5v6 is incredibly huge, obviously. And already a nice kill for Maidong. Up on the top, they sniffed out the Winston flank. We're able to get a really early pick there. That's huge for Maidong, and just means Melty, they're gonna have to wait. If anyone else
AKM able to take out Nico again, and meanwhile Flippy under assault from Twick. Twick comes in with the flanking 76, gets low to dying himself, is going to get saved by Unco there in the end, so he's going to deal with Flippy's harassment there. And the offense now actually looking very, very aggressive. They're coming in, they're not wasting any time. Meanwhile, Mendo looking for pickoffs in the back, has Bot in his sights. Bot is able to get away, but AKM again with the double kill, able to turn that in his favor. So AKM absolutely going off the last few fights. He's going to get taken out by Hammer from Munel, but the damage has been done.
And I did not like that play by Melty. Yes, they were able to push the payload a couple of meters further, but they are dying not as a team. They're not syncing together as 6. This will be the first time all 6 of them are together in about the last 90 seconds or so as they continue to try to push, no matter the fact that they were down a player or 2. They have finally grouped up together as a team, and they do have a number of ultimates now up. But with only 2 minutes and 20 seconds, they're in it. It's the danger zone. Ultimates up for both teams here in this next engagement.
Yep, Twick popping the tech fires. They're looking to clean this up. 3 kills from the offense, though. They do not care that Twick has him in their sights because Twick just goes down immediately. Mendo now looking for more. Uncontested as Widow has Cabal in the sights. Cabal very likely to go down. Cabal still alive. Mendo missing under pressure from Nico. Nico making that not as easy for Mendo as he would have liked. Meanwhile, Nico able to take out wins. Nico with 2 kills so far in this fight. Flippy takes out Mendo in the back. The resurrection coming in from Unco. Potentially going to turn it as AKM comes in. There's still a little bit of hope here for the Maidong defense. They're moving in. Munel going to get taken up by AKM. A double kill for AKM, but the offense is going to get their resurrection, and they should be able to roll this to the next point.
Oh yeah, now that's a number of kills going the way of Melty super quickly there. So Melty has about 20 to 30 seconds to play with here, where they'll have a huge man advantage, and they're going to keep pushing forward. Unco is down as well. That is really smart stuff by Melty, and they have a huge advantage going around this final bend.
Yeah, I do think the defense is going to get a chance to regroup here, but look at the ultimate situation. Flippy is going to be able to come in with the Dragonblade ammo. In fact, he's setting up the team right now. We're watching Flippy. He knows where they're at. He's coming in from the flank. He is absolutely creeping here, and while they're focused on the front of their team, Flippy coming in, pops the Dragonblade. Offensive sound barriers out. In comes Flippy, slicing and dicing, gets 1 kill. Can he get more? Looking in the back, but no, Mendo's able to take him out. That was very close to being a triple kill for Flippy, but the defense hanging in there. Still, multiple people are down on the defense as far, but Wepass coming in with an Earth Shatter, gets a double kill. Moodell, though, striking right back with 2 kills of his own. and this is very, very back and forth, but Melty might have the advantage here.
Yeah, Tvik has to do work, and he just might be able to. One
Quick
pop,
AKM.
two pop, down goes the Winston, but yeah, that was exactly what they needed. Mydong is gonna hold on this final choke point. The payload so close to its final resting place, but Melty has to sync up one more time. No ultimates up at all for the team, whereas over on the Mydong side, a ton of ultimates just ready, waiting. AKM will have his soon as well for this next fight.
Yep, also in terms of ultimates, taking a look here, Mendo has a tire. The fight is going to be joined here in a moment. Mendo with the poke. Really not much time to waste here on Melty as they move forward. Tire's going to be coming out in a moment. Twik able to take out Bod. Here comes the tire. AKM takes out Munel. Tire on the way in, gets the Winston, and this is going to be a full team wipe for Mydong. Flippy, the last one remaining, but he's not going to be able to do a lot. He's going to have to back up and wait for his team to recover.
Yeah, Flippy has switched on over to Genji, so no more snipers in play for either team. That does make sense in this final area of the map. There aren't a lot of super long ranges for you to snipe from, although we do sometimes see snipers in the position above the payload right now. But one more chance here, probably another, but after this, but definitely want to make it happen here. Melty, only a minute and 15 seconds left on the clock. They need to get some kind of advantage, and it's already the Melty shield has been taken down. Nico, though, could have a big ultimate here. Let's see if he can pull anything off. There's one.
Nico with the Deadeye was able to take out Weapons. Flippy on AKM, but look at Twik. Twik is in the back, wreaking havoc. The offense does realize he's there. They turn back in on defense, getting 3 kills to their favor, starting to turn their favor. In comes the offensive res, though, but Earthshatter comes out from Weapons, knocks down 3 members of the Melty side. Let's get resumed 3 kills. There's still a few members of Melty still up. They are pushing onto the cart. They still have a bit of hope here. Nico still alive, still threatening, able to get a kill, but it's taken out by Mendo. Mendo going to have a tire up in a second. The tire could be the thing that seals this in favor of Mydong. They are pushing them out, and tire might not be even needed as Mydong swarming the cart, going to push out the remainders of Melty. And Melty only really having about 1 good push left in the back. You know?
Yeah, and this is rough because Mydong on defense spawns so much closer to the objective now than the attacking team. So every single death, you know, even though Melty got so many kills in that last engagement, there's still plenty of time for Mydong to position themselves around the payload, get in the right positions that they want to be in. And Diga's going to push in first. He's popping his ultimate, trying to push people away.
This tire could seal the fate of the game. It's going right in. No one's attacking it. And Mendo with the double kill tire. It's not dealt with. Meanwhile, Twik is going to go down. Was building up a Death Blossom. Still offense on top of it with a Resurrection. Wepas getting in. Will he be able to take out the Reaper? Reaper goes down. He's looking for the Reinhardt. 2 extra kills for the defense, make it 3 as AKM comes in over the top with the McCree DPS, and this should be a hold for Mydong.
There you go. Interestingly, Melty actually switched to only 1 support towards the end of that map, so they did not have a Mercy Res at the very, very end.
Play of the game.
But here, let's see what Mendo did earlier on in the game as Widow. Of course, he's one of the better Widows in the game. Not able to get that kill.
This is where Mendo was. This is where he's spicing it up by crouching heavily. Of course, Mendo is a character known for doing those sorts of things.
17,000 damage by Tvik, though. Damn.
So apparently, rule set here that we're using here in this tournament, partial times do not matter per the rule set. Only final caps matter. So the goal here for Melty is to force a draw by holding on to the last point, or potentially winning if they're able to hold off before then. But they cannot get capped on, or it will be Mydong's game, and it will be Mydong's series.
Alright, so gonna switch it on over. Mydong gonna take their turn attacking, and I do wonder what kind of lineup they're gonna choose here.
I would be surprised if they didn't have at least a Genji in there, maybe Twik on the Genji. Certainly now with the fact that you can't run double hero in this tournament, you might see a little bit more Genji play as opposed to sort of the more double Tracer, double McCree stuff that we've been seeing recently, but who really knows? There are a lot of paths open to them. We'll just have to find out here in a short minute. But taking a look at the defense that's going to be coming out for the Melty side of things, we are going to have Munel on the Reinhardt, D-Gun on a defensive Zarya, Bod on Symmetra, Flippy on the Junkrat, Nico on McCree, and Cabal on Lucio.
No Genji so far for Mydong. I do like the Genji pick here on this first point. Of course, he can climb walls, and that allows him to get in all kinds of positions here, the first point of Dorado. as well as, of course, the big flank on the right-hand side. You need to have a Pharah or Genji or somebody that can get elevation to get over that wall. It does look like on the attacking team, an incredibly standard lineup with, of course, Reinhardt, McCree, Mercy, Widowmaker, Pharah, and Lucio. About as standard as it gets now in the current state of the meta.
Indeed, and of course we haven't had that too much time to look at it as sort of a 1 hero limit meta because most of the tournaments are set for 2 hero limit, but this is about as much standard as you could expect. They are opting for the Pharah over the Genji, and that does make sense because in the sense of things, you don't really have too many hit scan threats to the Pharah at the moment. I mean, for all they know, they could have a defensive Widow. They're not running it. Really, all Twick has to worry about here is Nico as he moves forward.
And Melty does have 2 tanks. Pretty interesting, and they've taken a much more aggressive posture already than Maidong, and that means that Munel's shield is already dead. His shield is already dead, so Reinhardt has to back off, lets his shield be down for even longer. And I want to see Munel drop that shield and try to regen it a little bit. Looks like we are going to have the big Pharah Mercy combo flanking over the top, but there are some Metro turrets in place. Tavik is moving though. Unco's with him.
He is moving in. They don't even really realize he's there yet. He's getting right in on Mercy. Mercy in a whole lot of trouble. Mercy able to get away at least for a moment. Now he has to be careful of the McCree. Looking for that poke in the back, but Nico going to make a very quick end to that. Meanwhile, though, the offense took the opportunity to move in. Akam with 2 kills of his own. He's going to get taken down by Nico. Nico looking for the Lucio. Takes him out, but the offensive res is out. And now there's a big opportunity here for Maidong. Meanwhile, Mendo in the back as Widowmaker. Able to take out D-Gun. Twick on the flippy. Blue and red all throughout the kill feed here. But the kill feed now getting very distinctly red as Maidong clearing out the courtyard and in a very good position to move this forward.
Yeah, there's no chance for Melty to stop this payload now from getting to the next checkpoint. I mean, they could theoretically get there in time, but I don't see it happening at this point. They're going to be okay with that, though. Move on to the next point and hold the high ground, as teams are like to do. We do round the next bend. Any roster switch-ups? It does look like we do now have... wait, I thought I saw a Reaper for a second there. No, I guess D-Gun has switched over to 76.
Yep, D-Gun is on the 76, deciding for that switch up, and honestly, 76 does pretty well here at this last point, and hang on, Nico on the defense, being absolutely aggressive, gets the double kill off the flashbang, looking for more. Mendo now in trouble, he's going to get taken out. Nico with a very sneaky triple kill, and that's going to push the Maidong offense way back, and they just have to regroup after that.
Oh, that was a great play by Melty. They knew the flank was coming, they spotted it out, they communicated it via team chat, and they collapsed on those flankers. That was a big play by Melty.
Just taking a look here at the defense now on the top. Munel hanging on to the Earth Shatter. They have a lot of things available to them. The offense now about to move in. The fight going to be joined in a second. Twick over the top, getting really stymied by this Reinhardt shield. And note that Reinhardt can drop down to Earth Shatter at any moment. And here it comes. He's moving in. Eats a flashbang. Doesn't do much. Nico takes out the other Reinhardt. Down goes AKM. And Fish Sticks, we might not even need an Earth Shatter here for the defense.
Really nice stuff by Melty so far. They have turned it up to 11 here after that first checkpoint has been taken. Really impressed with Melty's coordination as a team, ability to do damage so far here on Dorado.
Yeah, Mendo able to take out Flippy, starting to crouch rapidly after doing so. And now Maidong moving forward with an opportunity. They do have a 6v5. I gotta imagine they're gonna be aggressive here. They have to deal with the high ground though. Nico able to take out Twick, but a beautiful shot by Mendo in the air, takes out Nico, and now the path is absolutely open now for Maidong as they move forward. Flippy though takes out Unco. Melty not giving up just yet, and Pod pistols down Mendo, but still the offense very much with the momentum here. We'll see if they're able to turn it to their advantage.
Oh, Flippy could do work here though. Tavik is on him. Can Flippy get the kill? No, as he dashes backwards. Tavik does get the kill, and that leaves 6 full minutes to get through this final area. Actually, more than 6 minutes. This is looking very, very good for Maidong and Melty. They have to pull together some kind of miracle defense on the final point here if they want to survive and move further into the tournament.
Now Twick able to add on to things there, gets the extra pick off, has the Dragon Blade at the ready. That Dragon Blade is going to be coming down very, very soon. He's moving forward. And we're going to see here in just a second, the offense mostly staying with the cart. Twick getting onto the 76 here, might be able to get him, takes out D-Gun. That's a huge pick, might force out the res immediately. Dragon Blade could be out at a moment, and this could be the start of a game-winning push coming out from Mydong. Twick could be absolutely wreaking havoc with that Dragon Blade in just a moment. They're waiting though, both teams fighting it out, and here comes the Dragon Blade, in comes Twick, looking for the Mercy in the back. Is able to take out the Mercy. Mendo with 2 quick picks on there. Mendo makes it 3 picks as Widowmaker, and the kill feed very much in favor of Mydong right now, Fishdex.
Yeah, and insult to injury, the Mercy res comes out, and that is more or less going to be it. Mydong looks like they're going to take the win right here. One more chance for Winston to jump in, but man, they have to get a clean wipe here. They have to, and that's already the first kill now going to Mydong. Melty down and out. They will fall here, it looks like, in just a second. And that's it. Mydong coming together. Tvik and Mendo now playing for a new team. And they're playing well with 2 wins under their belts to start things off. Will it be another undefeated spree for these two?
Well, I mean, you think about how things have been going here for Mydong here today. They took out the Dark Horse in SG1. They took out a lower level favorite in Melty. And we'll see just what they have coming at them here now in the semifinals coming up after this game.
So many Mercy play of the games today, happening time and time again. But fans of the Tvikusai combo get hyped because they're moving further in the tournament and probably on a collision course against Reunited. I mean, I thought, out of the teams in this tournament, Melty, Reunited, and this Mydong team were really at the top of my list. Gringos, of course, as well, have played extremely well in tournaments as of late. So let's actually take a look at that bracket. Why don't we?
Yep, bracket-wise, I'm going to bring that up for you guys here in just a moment. And should be interesting to see who has gone on through the top. We should have the results of 6-6 versus Reunited. I would expect Reunited to win that, but it's also a case where, if 6-6 were to come out, as you mentioned, they do have a big FPS background. Maybe they've pulled the upset. I wouldn't expect that, but it is in the realm of possibility. In fact, actually, 6-6 didn't even make it to Reunited. They were taken out by 425.
Oh.
That's unfortunate. I was hoping for the 6-6, representing Dirty Bomb to really bring it forward.
Yeah, more so than Dirty Bomb alone, just representing the enemy territory style gameplay. All right, well, let's figure out what the next match is going to be. Perhaps we will stick with Mydong, perhaps, and I assume we're going to see Gringos move on into the 3rd round as well, so might be Gringos versus Mydong next, which will be another challenging match. They've won the first 2 games 2-0, but they haven't been easy wins, that's for sure, and Gringos also a very accomplished team in the mid-tier of the EU scene.
Yeah, I mean, Mydong definitely coming out strong, but also it's pretty clear that they're a little bit rough around the edges. They definitely are not playing with the grace and finesse of a team that's been together for ages, because while they haven't been together for ages, they're just formed. But that's very promising for them in saying, hey, they've just formed. They were able to take out SG1. They were able to take out Melty. And who knows what their potential is going forward. So exciting time if you're a fan of Twick or Mendo or anyone else making up the roster on Mydong. That being said, this is the GamersOrigin Overwatch Cup. We're going to be taking a quick break as we figure out what is going on for the semifinals, and we'll be back in just a few short minutes. Stay tuned.